Manasseh became king of Judah when he was only 12 years old. He inherited a nation his father Hezekiah had worked hard to bring back to God. The temple had been restored, false altars had been removed, and the people had been called back to true worship. But instead of continuing his father's work, Manasseh reversed it. As he grew older, Manasseh became one of the darkest kings Judah had ever known. He rebuilt the pagan altars his father had destroyed, worshipped the stars, practiced sorcery, and placed foreign gods inside the temple. His decisions did not affect him alone. The people followed his example, and an entire nation slowly accepted what God had warned them to reject. God sent prophets to warn Manasseh, but he would not listen. He had power, influence, and a long reign, but none of these could protect him from the consequences of his choices. Then, everything changed. The Assyrian army invaded Judah, captured Manasseh, and carried him away in bronze chains. The king, who had once commanded thousands, could no longer control his own movement. His crown was gone. His idols could not save him. Far from Jerusalem, stripped of power and pride, Manasseh finally saw himself clearly. In his suffering, he humbled himself and prayed to the God he had rejected. And God listened. This is the part of Manasseh's story many people overlook. God did not excuse his evil or pretend that the damage had never happened. But when Manasseh genuinely humbled himself, God showed him mercy and allowed him to return to Jerusalem. Manasseh did not return as the same proud king. He removed the foreign gods, cleared the pagan altars from the temple, and restored the worship of the Lord. His repentance went beyond words. He began correcting the very things he had once encouraged. However, some consequences could not be reversed. Manasseh could remove the idols, but he could not restore every life that had been lost. He could change his direction, but he could not erase every wound his leadership had caused. That is what makes his story so powerful. Manasseh teaches us that regret and repentance are not the same. Regret feels sorry when consequences arrive. Repentance accepts responsibility and changes direction. Perhaps you have made choices that still trouble you. Perhaps you believe your past has gone too far, or that God could never receive you again. Manasseh's life shows that no one should confuse the depth of their failure with the limits of God's mercy. But his story also gives a warning. Our decisions rarely affect us alone. Parents influence children, leaders influence communities, ministers influence congregations. The longer we defend what is wrong, the more people may suffer from it. Manasseh became an example of repentance because he stopped defending his sin, humbled himself before God, and began repairing what he could. Mercy did not erase his past. It gave him the opportunity to choose a different future.